Imagine you're constantly at the beck and call of everyone around you, chasing their demands, always available but never truly valuable. What if I told you that being available for everyone is the very thing that's holding you back from reaching your highest potential? You were born to stand out, not to be at the mercy of others. In today's world, where demands are endless and distractions are constant, you must understand that your value is not determined by how much you're available, but by the uniqueness you bring to the table. This is not just about setting boundaries, it's about realizing your purpose and positioning yourself for greatness. The first step to unlocking your true potential, to stepping into your greatness, is rooted in a simple yet profound truth: knowing your worth. You cannot give the world your best if you don't first understand and acknowledge the value you bring to the table. Many spend their lives chasing validation, seeking approval from others, striving to meet expectations that were never meant to be their own. But here's the reality: when you truly understand your worth, you stop looking outside of yourself for permission to be great. You no longer live to fulfill the desires or needs of others. Instead, you begin to live with purpose, driven by the understanding of the unique contribution you were born to make. Recognizing your value is not about arrogance, it's about clarity. It's about acknowledging the unique gifts, skills, and qualities you possess that make you irreplaceable. When you know your worth, you stop wasting time trying to fit into molds that others have set for you. You stop trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Instead, you focus on aligning your actions with your purpose, your mission, and your vision for your life. Too many people live their lives as though they are disposable. They allow others to dictate their value. They think that their worth is tied to how others see them, or how much they can give, or how much they can please. But your value is not based on external factors. It is not based on what people think of you, what they demand from you, or how they use your time. Your value is based on what you know about yourself, the gifts you possess, and the potential you have to impact the world. When you truly understand your worth, you no longer feel the need to seek approval from others. You recognize that the only validation you need is from within. You understand that your time, your energy, your presence, and your gifts are precious. You begin to protect them because you know they are a reflection of your value. And only those who align with your mission, with your vision, and with your purpose are worthy of sharing that time and energy with. This is why it's critical to stop chasing the approval of others. Seeking approval is a trap that will leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled. It's a cycle of validation that will never satisfy your soul because it is based on someone else's expectations of you, not your own truth. Instead of giving yourself away to those who don't recognize your value, shift your focus to those who see you for who you truly are and what you bring to the table. Your value is not something that can be earned or taken away by others. It is something that you define, something that you claim, and something that you protect. When you understand your value, you stop making yourself available for everyone and start investing in the people and the opportunities that will elevate you, those who recognize and honor the worth you carry. You begin to recognize that not every request for your time, your energy, or your attention is worthy of your involvement. Your time is the one thing you can never get back, so how you spend it reflects your true understanding of your worth. In essence, when you know your worth, you step into a space of power and authority. You begin to give from a place of abundance, knowing that you have much to offer, but also knowing when to say no and when to say yes. You stop being a people pleaser and start being a purpose-driven individual who only gives to those and to things that will help propel you toward your destiny. You are valuable not because of what others say, but because of what you choose to give to the world. When you are purpose-driven, you create an unwavering focus that shields you from the distractions of life. Purpose is not just a lofty idea or a vague concept. It is the very essence of who you are and why you exist. It is the deep inner conviction that guides your every step, the reason behind your actions, and the fuel that propels you toward your destiny. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into perspective. You stop living reactively, constantly responding to external demands, and start living intentionally with clarity and confidence in the direction you're heading. The world will always present you with opportunities, some good, some tempting, and others that seem urgent, but not every opportunity aligns with your purpose. When you are driven by purpose, you don't feel the need to say yes to everything that comes your way. You don't allow yourself to be swayed by the pressure of expectations or the desire for approval. Your purpose acts as a filter, allowing only those opportunities that align with your core values and goals to pass through. Think about the great individuals who have shaped history. They didn't allow the noise of the world to distract them from their mission. They didn't waste time trying to be everything to everyone. They were unwavering in their commitment to their purpose, and because of that, they attracted opportunities that aligned with their vision, rather than chasing after fleeting distractions. The world is full of noise, but when you are anchored in your purpose, you can tune it out. Your purpose helps you maintain focus on what truly matters, and it becomes the compass by which you navigate every decision. To be purpose-driven means to prioritize your inner mission over the fleeting needs and desires of others. It means understanding that your time, energy, and resources are valuable, and they should be invested in what will contribute to your growth and fulfillment. Purpose-driven people are not swayed by every passing trend or the approval of others. Instead, they know that their worth is found in their alignment with their purpose, not in being available to anyone who comes along. As you become more purpose-driven, you will notice how much clearer your decisions become. You will no longer feel torn between competing demands or uncertain about which path to take. Your purpose will guide you like a beacon, making it easier to say no to distractions and yes to the opportunities that propel you forward. Your focus sharpens and your direction becomes more precise. You stop drifting through life reacting to the whims of others and begin to live with intention, power, and clarity. When you live purposefully, you attract the right people and opportunities into your life. You don't need to chase them because they will find you. People are naturally drawn to those who are clear about who they are and where they are going. You become a magnet for the right kinds of relationships, partnerships, and opportunities. It's not that you have to try hard to attract what you want. It's that when you align with your purpose, the universe conspires to bring those things into your life. This is the power of being purpose-driven. It transforms your entire approach to life. No longer do you need to make yourself available to everyone, hoping to please them or seeking validation. Instead, you stand firm in your purpose, and that is what makes you valuable. Purpose-driven individuals become the architects of their own success because they know that true fulfillment comes not from pleasing others, but from staying true to their calling. The moment you stop being people-driv and become purpose-driv, everything changes. You attract the right opportunities, align with your true path, and build a life that is rich in meaning and impact. Too many people find themselves trapped in the cycle of seeking approval, trying to please others, and constantly chasing external validation. It's an exhausting pursuit, one that leaves you empty and disconnected from the true essence of who you are. You may find yourself bending over backward for others, giving away your energy and peace, all in the name of fitting in, being liked, or fulfilling someone else's expectation. But let me make this clear. You were not put on this earth to live for others' approval. You were created with purpose, and that purpose demands that you prioritize your peace above all else. When you make the decision to put your peace first, you activate a power within you that is untouchable. Peace is not just the absence of conflict. It's the ability to stay centered and grounded regardless of the circumstances around you. True peace comes from within. It's not about controlling everything in your environment or pleasing everyone around you. It's about cultivating a calm, unshakable confidence that no matter what happens, you remain whole. That kind of peace is priceless, and it is a powerful shield against the chaos of life. You may wonder, but what about the people who need me? What about the demands that are placed on me? The truth is, people who demand your constant availability or try to guilt you into meeting their needs at the expense of your peace are not the ones who will help you achieve your highest potential. People will not always understand when you choose to protect your peace, but that's not your concern. You were not put here to live to meet others' expectations, but to fulfill your divine purpose. And sometimes that means making tough decisions that may cause temporary discomfort, but ultimately protect your long-term peace and well-being. The power to say no is one of the most empowering tools you have. It's a declaration that you will not be swayed by the demands of others. It's a statement that you value yourself enough to guard your mental, emotional, and spiritual space. When you say no to what doesn't align with your purpose, you create room for what truly matters, the people, opportunities, and passions that nourish your soul and bring you peace. Saying no is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect and wisdom. It's choosing to honor the person you're becoming and the life you're creating. You see, when you protect your peace, you are not just protecting yourself. You are protecting your purpose. You cannot fulfill your purpose if you're constantly scattered, stressed, or burdened by the expectations of others. You were born for something great, but greatness requires clarity, and clarity comes from peace. Peace allows you to think clearly, act decisively, and remain unshaken by the distractions and demands that may come your way. People may not always like the boundaries you set or the decisions you make to protect your peace. They may not understand why you can't drop everything for them or why you refuse to let their needs dictate your every move. But here's the reality: they will respect you for it. Those who truly value you will see the strength in your ability to prioritize your well-being, and they will appreciate the stability you bring to the table. Your peace is magnetic. It draws in the right people and repels the distractions. In the end, the most powerful thing you can do for yourself and for the world is to protect your peace. It's the foundation upon which you build your life, your success, and your legacy. You cannot give from an empty cup. You cannot lead, inspire, or serve effectively if you are constantly depleted. So choose peace over pleasing and watch how your life transforms. You were not called to be a slave to others' demands. You were called to be a beacon of peace, purpose, and power. Your time is the only resource that is truly finite. You can earn more money, you can make more connections, but once a moment passes, it's gone forever. We live in a society that often tells us to be constantly available, to answer the phone, to respond to messages, to attend every event, and to say yes to every opportunity. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something or someone, you are saying no to something else. And too often, the thing you say no to is your own growth, purpose, and the very things that move you closer to your dreams. It's easy to become consumed by the hustle, to believe that being available to everyone means you're being productive, but this is a lie. Time is a precious commodity, and it's the most powerful currency you possess. Every minute you waste on tasks, people, or activities that don't contribute to your purpose is a minute you'll never get back. To truly value your time, you must first understand its worth. It's not just a concept, it's the reality of your life. Your time is a direct reflection of your priorities. If you are constantly allowing others to dictate how you spend it, you will never have the time to invest in yourself, in your growth, and in the work that aligns with your goals. And the worst part? The distractions will keep coming. People will always ask for your attention, but that doesn't mean you have to give it. Protecting your time starts with setting boundaries Boundaries aren't just about saying no to others, they're about saying yes to yourself. You have to be intentional with your time. Instead of letting the world pull you in 1,000 different directions, you must decide what deserves your focus. What is the work that lights you up? What activities contribute to your purpose, to your legacy, to your vision for your life? Those are the things that demand your attention. The moment you treat your time with the same reverence you would treat a precious treasure, you start to see a shift in the way you operate. You become more deliberate in your actions. You stop wasting time on tasks that don't serve your higher calling. You stop saying yes to invitations and opportunities that distract you from your purpose. When you protect your time, you become invaluable. People begin to understand that your time is a rare and precious gift. They will respect it, and you will become a person who is constantly in demand, not because you're available, but because you are valuable. Your time will no longer be at the mercy of everyone else's needs and demands. Instead, it will be a reflection of your commitment to your dreams, your values, and your purpose. In a world where time is often taken for granted, those who understand its true value rise above the noise. They build empires, they create legacies, and they live lives of purpose and fulfillment. When you treat your time as the precious commodity that it is, you give yourself the power to shape your destiny. You become the architect of your life, and nothing or no one can take that power away from you. So from this day forward, start valuing your time like never before. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Guard it, protect it, and use it wisely. Your future depends on it. When you spread yourself thin by being available to everyone, you rob yourself of the ability to make a true impact. Being available to all means you're spread across many directions without truly committing to any one of them. The results are shallow, fleeting interactions, and your energy becomes drained. Your capacity to contribute, create, and truly make a difference in the lives of others becomes diluted. You end up just checking off boxes rather than making meaningful strides. But there's another way, a more powerful way: selective availability. Selective availability is not about being unavailable, but rather about choosing to invest your time and energy in areas that align with your deepest values and your highest goals. It's about protecting your most precious resource, your time, by choosing where to spend it intentionally. This doesn't mean you close the door on relationships or opportunities, but you approach them with wisdom and discernment. You no longer feel obligated to respond to every call or answer every request. You understand that not every opportunity is worth pursuing, and not every person needs your presence. The beauty of selective availability is that it opens the door to deeper, more authentic relationships. When you invest your time in those who truly align with your mission, you start to build connections that are not only meaningful but transformative. These are the relationships that will propel you forward because they are rooted in mutual respect, trust, and a shared vision. You create space for people who can challenge you, support you, and help you grow. These aren't relationships based on convenience or superficiality. They are relationships built on purpose. This principle is reflected in every great leader, innovator, and successful person throughout history. They understood the power of focus and the need for selectivity in where they placed their energy. When you become selective about where you invest your time, you elevate your ability to impact the world. You stop wasting your energy on things that drain you and start focusing on what fuels your passion, purpose, and progress. By doing so, your influence starts to grow exponentially because you become a person of depth, a person of substance, not someone who just shows up for everything, everywhere. Your impact becomes more profound because every interaction is thoughtful and intentional. Each moment you share with someone or dedicate to a cause is filled with purpose. Your value increases because you are no longer just a face in the crowd. You become a person who is respected for the thoughtfulness and discernment with which you operate. You demonstrate that your time and energy are precious, and that makes you more valuable in the eyes of those who truly matter. Selective availability allows you to reclaim your power. It's not about saying no to people. It's about saying yes to the right things. It's about drawing clear lines around your life, ensuring that your energy is spent on endeavors that align with your values and goals. When you do this, your presence becomes a gift. You are no longer a slave to the demands of others. You become a person who chooses when and where to show up, and when you do, you show up fully. The result, a life that's rich in purpose, impact, and influence. Remember, your life is a reflection of the choices you make, and the most powerful choice you can make is to stop being available for everyone. Instead, choose to be valuable to the people and opportunities that align with your purpose. When you do this, you position yourself not just to succeed, but to rise above, to impact lives, and to live a life of true significance. You are not here to serve everyone. You are here to serve your purpose. Be valuable, not available.